Hi guys, how is it going? Welcome back to my channel, and as you know, I'm Natalia Suri and I do everything related to books and occult sciences. You'll find the magic of witches and the magic of books on my channel, so do check out my videos. And yes, for my today's video, it's a book review of Jay Shetty's latest book, Think Like a Monk. Now, before I do the book review, I would love to share my last two videos with you. Do check out my last video about 5 books on Hinduism and Hindu philosophy, plus my video, which is my favorite, is on kitchen witchery, those kitchen herbs perhaps which hold the magic to our lives. So do check out those two videos. I'm sharing the link in my description box below. Yes, coming back to today's video. Yes, so I bought this book, Think Like a Monk, for about rupees 388 from Amazon. Now, when I was going to buy this book, I had a lot of doubts that how different is this book from the Law of Attraction books? What does this book promise, which those books don't promise? Because by the end of the day, they all tell us to think positive, to remove that negativity. So I bought this book for 388 from Amazon. Now, what happens is all those books perhaps have got that same concept of Law of Attraction. They tell you to think positive, to remove that negativity. So what was so special about this book that I should have bought it, but I did buy it from all the hype it had created. So and what are the points that I find different from the Law of Attraction books, and what are the points that I find similar to the Law of Attraction books? I'm going to share with you, and what is this book all about. So let us start today's video. Before I do today's video, I'd like to share with you that Jay Shetty himself has lived a life of a monk. So he has been there, he has done that. Now he's trying to share those experiences with us, because the truth is we cannot leave this life and go into a monastery and start living the life of a monk. Then what would happen to the society and the world in general? Where would all of that go? So what we can do is perhaps take those pointers which he has shared with us from his book and perhaps include it in our lives. First thing I would like to bring forward is when Jay Shetty has put the title Think Like a Monk. Now he has tried to justify it. He says that perhaps you have problems, technical problems, you read technical books. You have problems related to your business, you read business related books. Now, to lead a happy and a peaceful life, you should read a book related to monks and perhaps adopt their ways of life into your own. Another point which I would like to bring forward is this book is little different from the self-help books. I did notice this fact. It is not repetitive. What happens with the self-help books is after the 4 pages, they start repeating the same pointers again and again. This book was not repetitive. This book had some points which, as I said, similar to the Law of Attraction points. For example, Jay Shetty talks about the monkey mind. Now, monkey mind is something which, if you have done the Law of Attraction courses and read the Law of Attraction books, it teaches you about your inner child. Now, what happens sometimes is that we are put into situations which are very difficult for us, and we start closing our mind and we start sharing the same emotions which we had as a child. So this concept of a monkey mind, which he has called the monkey mind, is perhaps the inner child concept from the Law of Attraction theories and books, which is common. I did not find it different from other Law of Attraction books which you would find. Thing which I really liked about his book is that he speaks about relationships, and he has tried to say that there is nothing called an ideal relationship. You need to work on your relationships, and only then that they become good. So this was one point which I really liked in his book, that there's nothing called an ideal partner and an ideal relationship, and he has taken that concept on a wider scale of not only just lovers and husband wife, but in relationships in general as well. Another point which I would like to bring forward is which Jay Shetty says is about the identity points, that you should look at yourself in the mirror, and perhaps with the help of the mirror example, he says that people, what they think about you, it starts affecting us in many ways, and which shouldn't be the case. So I did find this resonating with the Law of Attraction books. This is very similar. Even they tell you that you should not listen to people from outside, and perhaps you should listen to your own heart, your inner voices, is what even the Law of Attraction books share. So this is the similarity which I found between Jay Shetty and the Law of Attraction books. A thing which I did not find common between the law of attraction books and Jay Shetty's book Think Like a Monk is he speaks about value and action. He says that, for example, you have got a lot of family values and you want to be with your family, you want to be with your loved one, but during your free time you start playing video games. So the action differs from your values. This was something which was absolutely new for me, which I have not really read in the law of attraction books, and which I really liked in this book was one of these things about value and action. Another point which I would like to bring forward, which I did not find in the law of attraction books, and this was a new concept, is about self-examination. Though the concept of self-examination is very common, you would tell me, but the way he has tried to portray it by saying dividing it into time, into money, and the time you spend on media, and how much time do you spend and how can you control your time over that even if you don't enjoy it, was something little new for me. Self-examination, as I said, is common, but the way you can self-examine from the time, media, money was something absolutely new for me, which I, again, as I said, I really liked in this book. Jay Shetty puts forward another point which is really nice and which I really appreciated, was that, for example, you are a budding writer, then you should spend your time with people who are into the writing group, or if you are starting your own business venture, you should start spending your time with people who are in the same field instead of being with people who do not share the same interest. He has laid a lot of emphasis on the fact that the people whom you share your time with do influence your work, your activity, your mindset. So the people whom you choose to be with is very important, and he lays a lot of emphasis on this point. The point of negativity which Jay Shetty uses in his book Think Like a Monk is somewhere similar to the law of attraction books which they put forward, that you should not listen, as I said, to negative news, not be with negative people, your mindset. So this is something which is common, which I did not find different. Another point which he has shared in his chapters is that he has tried to give people exercises which they can adopt in their life. For example, he has even spoken about your routine, the way you start your day, and he has suggested that you should get up 1 hour earlier and perhaps sleep. When you sleep, you should not listen to news, and he has suggested such pointers. So now the question for me as a reader was, can I adopt these things into my life? Self-help books are very good till the point that we can make them practical in our lives. Now, how much can we turn them into our lives is a very big question. I enjoyed reading this book. As I said, it does resonate to the law of attraction book to some points, but yes, I should give it to Jay Shetty because there are some points which are completely new, and perhaps with those exercises one can bring in those changes. So I would recommend you to read this book for the whole idea of bringing those changes. But the bigger question is, how much can you sustain those changes is for you to decide. We can read the self-help books, but the self-help books do not form a practical thing if you do not imply it into your life. So I enjoyed reading Jay Shetty's book Think Like a Monk, and yes, I did adopt one of these activities which he said of getting up 1 hour early than what I used to generally get up at. So I have enjoyed reading this book. Certainly I would suggest you to read this book, especially in these times which are really struggling times. Books like this do help us to a certain extent, yes, and they do try to change your mindset, but in the end it is in your own hand to what you want to change and what you really don't want to change. So it's a good book. I'll say it's an extremely good book to read, especially during these challenging times. So do tell me, how did you find today's video? Do check out my blog www.nataliasuri.com, where I post in a lot of articles and religious mysteries and the ones you know you'll laugh till you drop. So do check that blog out, and yes, do tune in my next video which I'll be posting in very soon. But before that, I hope you liked today's video. Press that subscribe button, and yes, do share your views and comments, and I would be waiting for your suggestions of any of this particular kind of videos which you would like to see. Do tell me about books and occult sciences. It would really be a pleasure to bring in those videos on my channel, and yes, with lots and lots of love. Take care of yourself. I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.